On May 20th, 1942, 4 doctors sat down at the Hebrew Language Committee in Jerusalem to decide what to call the hip socket. They picked Marcheshet, a word that for 3,000 years had meant some kind of cooking vessel. Nobody knows exactly which kind. That's why it was available. The word first shows up in Leviticus chapter 2. Moses lays out the rules for grain offerings at the temple. 2 types get their own vessel. One made al machavat, on the machavat, and one called minchat Marcheshet, the Marcheshet offering. 2 words, 2 objects, 1 problem. By the time anyone tried to define them, both objects had already disappeared. The earliest translation attempt is the Septuagint, the Greek Bible, produced in Alexandria around the 3rd century BCE. The translators rendered machavat as teganon, a shallow clay cooking vessel with a short handle. The Greek word went everywhere. It gave Hebrew the verb letagen, to fry. It crossed into North Africa and became tagine, the conical clay pot and the slow-cooked stew inside it. Some linguists trace the Greek itself back to the Semitic word agan, meaning basin, a word bouncing between languages for millennia, and people are still eating from it. Marcheshet got a worse deal. The Septuagint translated it as aschara, a Greek word with too many meanings: hearth, coal pot, grill, torch, base. When your translation is 5 things at once, it's nothing. By the Mishnah around 200 CE, the rabbis already didn't know. Tractate Menachot, chapter 5, asks the question directly: what is the difference between a machavat and a marcheshet? Rabbi Yossi Aglili says the machavat has no lid. The marcheshet does. Rabbi Nehemiah ben Gamliel disagrees. The marcheshet is deep and its contents bubble, or chashin. The machavat is flat and its contents are hard. 2 rabbis, 2 answers. The debate itself is the evidence. If they had the object in front of them, they wouldn't need to argue. This was after the temple's destruction. The vessels were gone. Only words remained. Medieval rabbis settled on a consensus. Machavat was flat for baking dough. Marcheshet was deep for frying batter in oil. But Christians read the text differently, and they may have been right. Look at the Hebrew. Leviticus says the offering is made al hamachavat, on the machavat. You put something on it. It's a surface. But the Marcheshet offering is just minchat Marcheshet, not ala Marcheshet, not ba Marcheshet, no on, no in. Maybe Marcheshet isn't a vessel at all. Jerome, translating the Bible into Latin around 400 CE, rendered it as caticula, a grill. Many modern translations follow him. The King James Version went the other way. Marcheshet became frying pan, machavat became pan, closer to Jewish tradition. The object is gone, only the arguments survive. In the 19th century, the Haskalah, the Jewish Enlightenment, revived Hebrew as a spoken language. Writers needed words for modern kitchen tools and pressed both machavat and marcheshet back into service. Both describe something like a frying pan. Maaseh marcheshet meant the act of frying. For a while, the 2 words shared a kitchen. Then Eliezer ben Yehuda tried to impose order. In his dictionary, he assigned machavat to a shallow-sided pan and marcheshet to a deep-sided one. It didn't stick. Speakers chose machavat and let marcheshet drift. By the early 20th century, the word was homeless, expelled from the kitchen with nowhere to go, until the hip socket. In 1935, a physician and historian named Zisman Montnel needed a Hebrew term for the acetabellum, the cup-shaped socket in the pelvis where the femur sits. The Latin acetabellum literally means vinegar vessel. The Romans named it after a small dish because of its shape. In German, it's Aufgelenkspfanne, hip joint pan. And Pfanne means both socket and frying pan. Montnel proposed 2 options: Marcheshet hakletit and machavat hakletit, the pan of the pelvis. 7 years later, an anatomy terminology session. First item on the agenda, acetabellum. They chose Marcheshet and noted specifically not machavat, a word that spent 3,000 years failing to be clearly defined. Pan, pot, grill, deep fryer, or possibly nothing, found its permanent home inside the human body. Now you know.